Well, good evening and welcome to Senior Info. We're doing it for a second week in a row. Unfortunately, Kelly can't make it, but I'm here. And my guest here is Ralph Shapiro. Ralph is from Worcester. You live in Worcester, or?
I live in West Springfield, actually,
Oh, you came quite a ways.
and it's a commute, but I do a lot of work in Worcester.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And he's a member of, and I'm gonna have to read it because it's so lengthy here, the Retired Friends Club of Greendale.
correct.
Okay, and what you're primarily involved in is travel, right, for
That
seniors?
yeah, that's what we do. We are a retiree social organization. You have to be 55 years or older to join. That's our bylaws. And we do a lot of travel. We do a lot of social events throughout the year. We do sports and recreation throughout the year. And I can get into some of those.
Yeah, it's a way of staying active as a senior.
It is, and it's correct. And we have about 1,600 members, which is
Wow,
nice, and they're all over the Worcester County area. And as people retire and they're snowbirds, we're all over the country because people move out and they come back in the
yeah,
summertime
they
and
move down to the warmer climates and
yeah
then come
and
back in the summer.
and they come back. We have a golf league. We actually there's four golf leagues. I'm trying to think of the four golf courses that we have, and it's for both men and women.
Oh, wow,
And we have a winter bowling league and a summer bowling league. And the club started in 1952 from retirees of Norton, which is now St. Gobain. And it
yes,
started out with a group of 10 people, and we've grown now to the 1,600 plus members that we have. And it's pretty active. Travel is a big thing that we do. We also do four major social events every year. So coming up in May 14th, we have what we call as our Ladies' Day, our Ladies' Day spring event. It's
oh,
um,
okay,
it's a nice afternoon. This year it's being held at the Riverview in Hudson, and the cost to that is only $22. And with that you get a full meal, music and dancing for the afternoon, and you get to meet. We're going to get about 300 people at that event. Um,
and that's gonna be right around Mother's Day.
Correct. Yeah, and that's why we call it the Ladies' Day Luncheon.
Ah,
So it's just a great event. Our next event after that, as far as social event for the organization, is our annual corn roast, and this year it's July 31st. It's at SAC Park, and the cost of that to our members is free.
well, you can't beat that.
Free is good. You get a sandwich, some chips. You get a couple ears of corn. There's again music for the afternoon there, and you get to meet new friends and friends you haven't seen for a while.
Right,
We get about 400 people to that event.
wow,
Yeah, that's a really nice event. Um, and before I go forward, I should mention the membership. So there's good news and bad news about the membership. Okay, so the good news is membership for a whole year is $15.
yeah,
Okay,
that's pretty reasonable,
and
I
and and
mean,
with that, it gets you into the corn roast for free. It gets you into another event, which is only $5. It allows you to take to attend the other social events and bring a guest. It gets you our monthly newsletter on the shoulders of giants. Um, and the downside is there's no payment plan. You have to pay it all at once. So,
I think you can scrounge up
yeah,
15 bucks.
yeah. So that's a nice part about that. In December, we have two events. We have a semi-formal Christmas party, and again, it's similar to the Ladies' Day luncheon, where you have a full meal. It's a luncheon, music, dancing for the afternoon, and in the a few weeks after that, we have an informal Christmas party for everybody, and the cost of that is just $5. You come in, and it's a nice meal, and it's at where we meet every week at the Y in Greendale.
Oh, okay.
And we get about 250 people to that as well, which is nice.
Wow.
We meet every week at the Greendale YMCA. You can get there starting at 7 o'clock.
You have your own meeting room?
We take the whole gym.
Oh,
Yeah, and we have a program every week. Um, so you get free coffee and donuts. So if you're new and you haven't been there and you want to come there, again, my name's Ralph. Come in, see me, and I'll buy you a cup of coffee and a donut.
yeah. Right, it's easy to get to. It's right off of I-190.
It is, yes, plenty of parking. We get about 80 people, 90 people at a meeting, and we have a program every week. Uh,
Wow.
Trying to think the program this coming week is about the Underground Railroad in the Worcester area. We've had
Yes.
your other guest, Russ Swallow.
Yes.
He comes every year and he updates us on the changes in Medicare because we're all in that age bracket,
Right.
and he updates us on all the changes and informs us of that. Jennifer Baker has been on your program too.
Yes.
She's coming to speak to us in March. So again, it's senior related information. We usually try to have every month a musical program, whether it's a band, solo performer, some musical program, some program relating to sports, whether it's somebody from the Woo Sox or last week, actually yesterday, we had somebody from Holy Cross come in and talk to us about all the sports that's going on at Holy Cross because we have a lot of Holy Cross alumni.
Oh,
We
yeah.
try
Well,
to-
yeah,
yeah.
being in the city.
Yeah, we try to do a general interest topic. It could be somebody from the museum. It could be somebody from a cultural center, and then a general interest topic every month. So we try to spread it out so we cover
Right.
all the interests on that.
You
Um,
had a great museum in Greendale that closed. The Higgins.
the Higgins Armory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a great museum.
yep. And I think a few years ago, when I first joined, we had somebody from there. Every year, we usually try to get somebody from the Hudson. The
Oh,
Hudson
yes,
Museum,
Heritage Museum.
the Heritage Museum.
That's a
Um,
great museum.
Yeah, they put on a great program. They really do. And that's it. So all our speakers, they're all on our website. And if I could tell people about our website.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, so if you go online, it's the Retired Friends Club of Greendale. Okay, so again, Retired Friends Club of Greendale. You click on that and it'll take you to our website. And our website, there's different links that you can go to. You can see our trips, we can see our sports programs, our events, our past newsletters, and the speakers that we're having.
Now, your trips, you have some great, fantastic trips, and you get people a good discount on them, don't you?
We do because we travel as a group. You get group discounts on that, and we've been traveling. I don't know when we first started traveling, but it was I'm going to say in the early '60s. We travel all around the region, around the country, and around the world.
Yes.
So
I
that's
saw that in your newsletter.
yeah, and in the newsletter it has all the trips and the pricings on the trips, and if I could speak to a couple of the trips.
Yeah, by all means.
So we do a lot of day trips, and day trips include like you go to a luncheon, you go to see a musical show, a musical review. It could be something at the Hanover Theater. It could be anything like that where they would tie in a lunch or a dinner with the show, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, so you get a luncheon and a show with it. Oh, we got a phone call here. Go ahead, call, you're on.
All around the region. Harry. Around
Yes.
the country and around the.
Turn down your
hello,
TV,
Chris.
you're getting confused.
Yeah. And I'm watching the TV. I don't see you on there. On the trips. And
You don't see me on there.
if I could speak to
Oh,
a couple of the trips.
Yeah, turn your TV down, you're getting confused.
So we do.
Because of the
All
delay.
right, okay.
Okay.
All right, okay. It's Russ.
Oh, Russ, okay, yeah. All right.
I I just happen to be working on a couple where the gal is the fundraiser for the Worcester Art Museum, which is where now the Higgins Museum is housed. And she also informed me that the
Yeah,
yeah, she also informed me that the Higgins Museum is part of the Worcester Art Museum, and it is the second largest collection of medieval armor in the country, next to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Bye.
what, did they
Say hi
take
to
that
Ralph
from the
for me.
Higgins?
Bye.
Right, you can't hear it on your line, you're gonna have a delay, Ralph. You have to listen to us on the phone. Are you still there? I think he's having problems with his computer. Are you still there, Ralph? Hello? We lost him. Okay. Yeah, if they got the second largest display of medieval armor, they must have got it from the Higgins.
Not sure where they got that from, but
Because they had a huge amount of armor at the Higgins.
yeah, that was a nice place. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
It was more than just the armor, though. They had some other exhibits in there. Oh, I remember they had that internal combustion engine that was cut, and you could see how it worked.
Okay, yes.
It was
Yeah.
that was really of
I'm trying to
interest.
think what floor that was on.
I think that was down at the bottom.
Okay, okay.
But, I mean, it was a beautiful museum. Just to walk through was, I mean, the woodworking and everything else that they did for the panels and the wall panels.
Yeah.
Just an amazing place.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of places like that around Worcester. We try to get the directors of organizations like that in to speak to our group.
Yes.
And they bring a whole slide presentation. They bring the history of it, and the conversations and the demonstrations of that are really, really interesting. It's a shame that we don't get 200 people at the Y to see these, but people are going to show up or they're not going to show up.
Right.
And people that come, they get the experience, and people that don't, they get to hear about the experience. So
Right.
we want to get people in to have that experience. But if I could just
Yeah,
for
you
a
had some
couple of
great
things,
overnight as well as
yeah, a couple we
week
again,
long or a couple weeks long.
yeah, again on our newsletter on our website. So for example, we have the St. Patrick's Day lunch and show that's at the AquaTurf. If people have never been to the AquaTurf, you're missing a great show. And that's
The AquaTurf?
yeah, that is
Not familiar
in.
with that.
I'm trying to think where the AquaTurf is located, and it's an age thing. I forget where it's located, but the cost of that trip's only $110. It includes the show. It includes a meal, and it's on March 12th. We're taking a group of people in May to the Daniel Webster Inn. Okay.
Very well-known restaurant in
yeah.
just over the border.
Yep, it's a museum in the gardens there, and then also in August, we're doing the Legends Live. It's a musical review, okay,
Oh.
and that's also at the AquaTurf. And those are day shows.
Who's the legends they're going to be having?
It's a whole variety. It's people of yours and my vintage. Okay,
Right,
so
Elvis,
yeah, so
probably Ricky Nelson,
yeah, so all the details are
Buddy Holly.
yeah, you can pull that up, and those shows
Yeah.
are really good.
Oh
And the-
yeah, and some of those people, they look so much like that particular artist.
Yeah, and the music, and just to have the music, and just have a nice experience and day out.
Right.
And the nice part about the trips that we do is well, day trips and all the trips. You only have to worry about getting to the parking lot. You park your car, you get on the bus, and you don't have to worry about a thing.
Right. So you leave right from the Y.
We leave from if it's a day trip, we leave from Immaculate Conception Church it's right off Gold Star. Okay,
Yes.
in Worcester. Okay, so we leave from there. Overnight trips, we park at a couple locations. The biggest location we park at is Moronis Park. So you park there and you get on the bus, and I'll tell people about the process that we do for that as well, which is which is a great, great way to travel with us. In April, we have a group going down to Savannah. Okay,
Oh.
so that trip is from the 13th to the 20th. It's a week long trip. We're doing the Upper Mississippi River, going to the Poconos for a while. In August, the 14th and 15th, I'm taking a group to Lake George and Saratoga.
Right, been
So
out there a number of times, a
I'm
beautiful area.
it is. You get on the bus, okay, you get on the bus at Moronis Park, don't have to worry about a thing. We go out, we spend a day at Lake George, take the evening dinner cruise for that. Go back to,
Minnehaha.
yes. Come back to your hotel. The next morning you get up and we spend a day at the track.
Oh,
Okay? You can't beat a day at the track, okay?
actually, that's on the way back.
Yes. Yep. So after the last race we get on the bus and we come home.
Wow.
So
So-
that's really nice. We're going to the Red Rocks of Sidonia, the Smoky Mountains. We're going to Italy. I'm doing a trip to Orion and Mosel River cruise. Okay, so that's leaving in the first week in November. So we're looking at, yeah, would it maybe a little cooler? Yes, but the pricing on that we get is so incredible.
Right,
Yeah, so
off-season pricing,
off season pricing, and I have
and then you get the group discount.
yeah, I have over 50 people on that trip alone. Yeah, so the nice part about that is you're traveling with people of a similar age, similar experiences. We don't travel with children. Okay,
Right, so you don't have anybody, no kids crying or
nothing like that.
acting up or running up and down the aisles and,
Depending on the trip, like and again, I'm gonna since I have the camera, okay, I'm gonna say like on my trip on the Rhine and Mosel, okay, that's a 16 days, so it includes it's 14 days on the boat, but every one of those days there is an excursion of historical or cultural experience that's included in the price.
oh,
Okay, so you don't have to worry about any of those additional expenses unless you choose to. Again, you get on the bus, okay, in Shrewsbury at Moronis Park, okay,
right, and that's also a good point. You're not paying parking,
all done. It's all included.
right, so you don't have to pay that, because the airports get tremendous amount of
Yep.
money. And plus your car is safe.
It is. It absolutely is. Okay, we get you to the airport. We get you through the airport. We get you on the plane. When you land in whatever country or location you are, there's a guide there that picks you up and makes sure that you're taken care of. Okay, you don't have to worry about a thing. It's nice and relaxing. And I was asked before I came on the show, and it's from other people, is a lot of older single women, older, our generation,
Right,
are single and they want to travel. Okay, so on my trip alone, okay, I have 18 solo women travelers. Okay, they either travel individually and have their own room and accommodations, or they travel with a friend.
right,
Okay, you travel with a friend, your expenses are a little less because it's a per person double occupancy. But to travel as as a solo female traveler, absolutely safe, and and all our trips have solo women travelers on them. It's just a great way to get out if you want to travel, to meet other people with like interests.
well, when you go as a group like that too, and you have people that you contact in the area, so if you get sick or something like that, you need medical help, there's somebody that knows where to go.
And that's a good point. Us, unlike other groups that do travel, we require that you have trip insurance.
Right,
So if you're overseas, your Medicare doesn't cover you.
right,
Okay, so any overnight trip we do, whether it's one overnight or whether it's 20 days, okay, you're required to take trip insurance. And what that trip insurance covers is your medical expenses, stabilization, repatriation, things like that. There's experts on that group trip that know what to do if something happens.
right,
Okay, which is just a great relief.
right. And
Okay.
having the insurance, you're not gonna get hit with a big bill when you get home.
It's all what the policy covers. And on some of the trips with some of the companies we have, like the group that I'm taking, the insurance covers trip cancellation insurance.
Oh,
So if you cancel, even though you're not sick, okay, you may not get your money back if you just say, I don't want to go, but you get travel credit for another trip. So you're
right.
not going to lose your money.
Yeah, because you
Okay.
don't, know what could happen. You might have a death in the family at the last minute
Right.
and something like that.
So
Anything could
something
turn
like
out.
that would be a covered issue, and you get refunded your money,
Right,
less the insurance premium, of course.
right.
But it's just so that when you sign up for something, we are in constant communication with you about where you're going. We send you information about where you're going, um, so that your comfort level, you have an idea of what's going to go on and what's going to happen. With my travelers, I set up group email and group text so that if I need to contact everybody or let everybody know, I just send them out a message.
Right.
And that's really nice to do on that.
Yeah,
If you're
especially if a change comes up at the last minute.
Oh, if you're on a trip, you'll never eat a meal alone unless you choose to.
Oh,
Okay, because you're traveling with a group,
right.
and you sit down at dinner and you share your experiences for the day, and that adds to the overall experience of traveling with a group.
You get to meet new people and maybe make new friends.
Absolutely, absolutely. On this trip I'm doing, I'm taking 4 people that met on another trip, and they
Oh,
decided to travel on this one as well. But yeah, you meet some really, really great people because they come with their life experiences, and if you're traveling with them, you're spending time with them, and you get to meet them and learn about what they've done also.
oh. And like you say, a lot, these trips are priced very reasonably.
Yes, yeah, because we get the group discount. Now you may get other places that may charge a little less, but they don't require insurance.
Right. And
Okay.
God forbid something happened.
Yeah, we just want our travelers to know, okay, that um, the value you get for traveling with us is a great value. Okay, that once you get on that bus, okay, you could just relax to know that you're going to be taken care of.
And the thing is, if you try to do it on your own, you're not going to know where to go.
That's true. That's true. Some people like traveling on their own. They like that freedom. You're not required to take any of the excursions that are prepaid for. And that if you want to stay on the boat or stay in the hotel, feel free to do that.
Right.
If there's a group dinner, which we usually have every night, and you don't want to go, that's okay.
Eat in your room.
That's right. You can just do whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. And you got some fantastic trips lined
We
up.
we really do, and I would encourage your viewers, even tonight or when they look at the replay, okay, to go to the website for the Retired Friends Club of Greendale, see what we've done in the past, go to prior newsletters, okay, see the programs that we have every week, see the functions that we have,
Right.
okay. I mean, I'd love to have a lot of your viewers sign up in the next week or so or the next month, and then it entitles them to go to our Ladies' Day luncheon and just see what a great afternoon is for $22.
Right.
Okay, we'll feed you, we'll play music for you, we'll let you dance for $22. So,
And, like I say, you're in Greendale and it's not a difficult place to get to. You take the expressway
yep,
and get onto 190 and then you're right there, almost when you get onto 190, it's right
and a lot
there.
of our members live in this area.
Right.
They just come from all over.
Well,
They
you had
actually
a lot of people in this area worked at Norton.
Yes, a lot more people than I thought worked at Norton. Yeah.
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 St. Cobain it turned out to be.
Yes, yep. We do several, our current president, Jim Hester, he does trips to like the Woosocks, an afternoon at the ballpark,
Right.
okay? It's just a great day.
That's a great ballpark.
It is. And then we get acknowledged, we get our
Right.
name and a welcome up on the big board, so that's nice to do too.
I went to a game last summer. Went on a Friday night, get the Unibank fireworks.
Okay,
And really a great time, very easy to get in, easy to get there, easy parking, everything is simple. Go to Fenway, oh my God,
the quality of that park is great, and I can say that everybody that took that trip to the ballpark had a great time.
Right,
They treat us well. It's enjoyable when their representative comes in and talks to our group.
yes.
Okay, he usually brings some swag that we give out, whether it's hats or something like that, which is nice. But they talk about the club and what their plans are for the year, which is nice. I'm not sure if we have somebody speaking this spring for them, but we have them in every year.
What about some of the other sports teams? Do you have excursions to the railers or?
Yeah, we do. We do one trip for the Railers. I know we've done the Bravehearts, and the Bravehearts I understand were just sold, but
Right,
we do a day with the Bravehearts, and that afternoon was really great. Okay, um, George Berry, our trip leader, he's I think every year. I don't know if he's doing something this year. He does. I mean, for next year, the goes down to the Yankee Stadium. He usually does an annual trip out to Fenway. He's taken a group all the way down to Baltimore. Okay, so you go down and you see the game. You hang around the Inner Harbor,
yeah.
and just have a great. That's a great time too. So George does.
You don't want to go to Baltimore without an excursion because you don't want to get lost in that city.
No, no. George does a great job of that. I've been on his trip to Fenway and just had a great time with that too.
Right.
It's
There's
just
another
nice
thing too.
to go.
You want to go to Fenway, go on an excursion because if you try to go there on your own, forget it.
Yeah, just parking alone is expensive. So
Yeah.
again,
If you can get a spot,
you park at Immaculate Conception Church. You get on the bus.
Right.
The bus drops you off the gate.
yeah,
You're told where to meet at the end of the game. You get on the bus and you go home.
right,
So
right, nice and easy.
Yeah.
Not
That's-
navigating through Kenmore Square or trying to find, like I say, you can't find a parking spot.
No, no, and the cost of all that is just
Oh,
it just
if you do find one, they charge you more to park your car than to get in the game.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of gotten out of, I would say, out of the price range for a lot of people. But
Right.
if you do it with group sales and a group ticket and join us, a lot of senior centers around here do those as well. Okay,
Right.
a day trip, and I think your local senior center does day trips. And,
Yes,
and
they
they're-
do.
and they're good at their day trips. So.
But you do more than day trips.
Well,
You
yeah.
do actual vacations.
Vacations or trips of historical interest, trips of cultural interest. I just came back from November from 3 weeks in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So that trip we started in Hanoi and we ended up in Ho Chi Minh City, which was Saigon. And every day on that trip, we either went to a UNESCO site, a site of historical significance, or a site of cultural significance. And every day there was something to do on that, and every day was better than the next. And you're pretty much immersed in the culture of that. And we had our tour guide on that. She was Vietnamese, fluent in Vietnamese, fluent in English. So we were never alone. If you want to do something special,
Did you have some veterans along?
we had 2 veterans with us, and on that trip we met several veterans from both sides of the conflict.
Yes.
Okay, we shared meals with them and just learned about how they were treated and how they're being treated now. But we got to meet the people
Right.
and ate a lot of food.
Well, America is known for being best friends with the former enemy. You see what we do with people we fought in World War II.
Yeah, yep. And
Korea
this
the
year,
war is still on, so we can't count that.
yeah, and in 2023 was the 50th year anniversary of the last of our troops leaving Vietnam.
Yes.
So it's been 50 years,
Yeah.
and that's a couple generations.
Yeah.
But it was interesting being in a communist country,
Right.
and what you do and don't do.
It's a
but-
new form of communism.
Yeah, it's
They're becoming quite capitalist.
they encourage private business. Yes,
Yes.
they do. Yeah, absolutely.
They do a lot of textile manufacturing.
They do. They do. We went to their. They have a lot of greenhouses, and they supply flowers all around the region and around the world. We toured that. We just went everywhere and experienced that whole thing. So that's what we try to do in a lot of our trips
Right.
to learn the culture and to experience what the people are like. We had home hosted meals where we go to somebody's house and we're guests in their home. Okay,
Wow.
and we're either guests or and we help prepare the meal and help prepare the food. On my trip coming up on the Rhine in Mosel, we're gonna have a home hosted event as well.
Oh,
So we get to go in and do that and talk to the people and have conversations about. We have political conversations. We had political conversations in Vietnam. You get because people are different, and that's the nice part about some of these trips is it's not just going and sitting on a beach. We didn't sit on the beach in Vietnam. We're probably not going to sit on the beach on the Rhine and Mosel, but we're going to experience the countries and the cultures of those countries.
right. Now, and when you go on the Rhine, there's so much, they have great wineries and,
Yes, yeah. On this trip, it's all the beer and wine you can drink. So
Oh.
there's going to be a lot of local wine, and hopefully I'll be able to try as many of them as I can.
well, I can tell you from my own experience, every community in Germany has their own brewery.
Yes.
We're starting to get that way here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
But,
Yeah.
but they've, for years, in fact, they deliver beer like they deliver milk. In the morning, they'll drop off their container of beer, or a bunch of bottles.
Well, we're going to have a lot of beer on the boat as well.
Yeah, and nothing like that German beer.
And I'll let you know. You'll have to have me back in the fall, and I'll let you know how that
Yes,
how that experience was, and I'll try to let you know how the wines were. But as far as domestic trips go, you get on the bus and you have a local guide everywhere you go, which is nice because they know the history, they know everything about that.
yeah,
We've done, we did a trip to Maine and we had a local person take us through all the towns in Maine that we went through.
you the coast of Maine.
Yep, we had a guide take us through Acadia. Okay, so this person was
Beautiful
on
place.
the bus and explained all about Acadia to us. When we went to Alaska, we had a guide on there that took us all through Alaska, and took us and explained everything about that up through Mountain Alley,
Yeah.
in the national park there. Same thing with Hawaii, is we had a tour guide with us for the whole time, which was nice to know.
Yeah, because without a tour guide, you're gonna miss something.
Yes, yeah, they know what the local culture is and they know where to go and where not to go.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You mentioned I love Arcadia. I've been there a number of times.
yeah. Sunrise on the mountain.
Yeah, on Cadillac Mountain.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
place to see sun in the United States.
absolutely, absolutely. Now we didn't get to see that. I've done that, but this tour didn't get to do that. But the tour guide recommended doing it sometime.
Yes.
It's worthwhile.
You can drive your car right up.
Yeah, you can, and then you have to walk up. I think you may need a reservation now. I'm not sure.
Well, I haven't been there in a long time, so
yeah.
they might have changed some things.
And of course, lunch at Jordan Pond. But anyway, that's
Yeah.
something you have to do and have to have the popovers there. But yeah, so we try to incorporate all that. We really do. We do the mansions in Rhode Island.
Oh, down in
a
Newport.
lot of the seasonal stuff we do. We have one gentleman that does the turkey train in New Hampshire every year. So he fills that bus every year, and if you haven't done, if you haven't done the turkey train, it's just a great time. It really
Oh, I
is.
never heard of that.
It goes around Lake Winnipesaukee.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so you board the train, and you're served a nice turkey lunch,
Yeah.
and you get to ride not all the way around, but you go, I don't know how far out around the lake, and then it stops, and you come on back, and it's just a nice meal, a nice trip.
Oh,
Couple stops along the way. No trip would be complete without stopping at an ice cream shop, and that's
does it go out
included
of
too.
Conway or something?
Yes,
Yes, I know that. I know what
Yeah.
train you're talking about.
yeah.
Oh, okay. There's another one that goes into the White Mountains.
Yeah, does it go up the Cog Railway?
That's a separate.
Okay,
Cog Railway is totally separate.
okay,
That's an experience too.
yeah, yeah,
I've been up Mount Washington. I drove up to Mount Washington, but I also took the cog. And that you get a little nervous because it clicks and that's holding the train from going back.
yeah.
And it did one time. There was a serious accident there.
I did not know about that.
Yeah.
Well, that'll stop me from going on, I think. I'll take the car.
Well, only happened once, and it's been up and down a number of times.
Yeah.
But it's really something to go up that way because it's really steep.
But if there's also, we ask our members if there's a place you want to go. You know,
Yes.
because if you want to go, we have 1,600 members.
You
There's
might-
probably 50 other people that may want
Right,
to go
they'd
as
be
well.
interested in taking the trip as well.
Yeah, so we would put something like that together.
You know, a great place is Niagara Falls.
Yes,
And here again now, I've been there a few times. Years ago, you could go there and just cross the international bridge and go into Canada, because Canada is even nicer than the American side.
yes.
Can't do that now. Now you can't go into Canada without a passport.
Hmm.
You don't need a visa, but you do need a passport.
And if we were to do that to go to Canada, we would require everybody to make sure their passport's current
Right.
and up to date. Yeah, yeah, on my trip coming up, there are a few people that their passport was going to expire. And
Right.
just go and renew it and make sure that it's valid for at least 6 months after your return date.
And do it early because it takes them forever.
Yeah, it takes about 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, so
They've gotten a little faster, but at one point they were very slow.
yeah, but we'll help you through that whole process. You know, if you have any questions, we'll do that. Do a lot of our communication online, so email helps. Okay,
Yep.
if you don't have it, it's okay, but email helps. Anything to make the trip so as carefree to the traveler as you can.
And these buses you use now, you have TV right on the bus.
TV, Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You can put in video cassettes if you want, but nowadays most everybody's on their phone with the Wi-Fi.
Right.
Okay. If you're lucky, you get to have me talk to you. Okay.
But it's not boring.
No, no. We stop every hour and a half at the most. Okay. So you're not going to be on a bus for 3 hours. Every trip we take, there's at the outside an hour and a half.
Oh,
And then
okay.
we stop, get out, use the restrooms, get something to eat, whatever you need to
Right.
do.
You stop at the travel areas.
Yes, yeah. So like the trip to Saratoga, we'll get on the bus in Worcester. We'll stop the rest stop right past Lee on the Mass Pike.
Okay, yeah.
And then from there, we'll be at Lake George.
Yeah, that's the last one before you
Yeah.
cross the border.
Yeah, yep. So you can plan on that. Even though the buses are restroom equipped, we still stop.
Right. Now, and you make any stops on the way, like if you're heading out that way in New York, you could stop at Stockbridge at the
At
no,
the Red Lion Inn or something.
Red Line Inn or the Rockwell Museum.
Okay, that would
Norman
that would be a
Rockwell.
separate day trip.
That's,
Because
that's
to,
a nice experience.
to spend the time, that's a great museum. And another thing that we'd like to look at this year is possibly a trip out to Tanglewood.
Yes.
Okay, that may include an overnight because the show's usually over at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
The concert's at night, so you really have to be an overnight.
But to see the Boston Pops at Tanglewood is a great experience.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
something everybody in our area should experience at least once. So that's
Yeah, and you
also
could
something that
stay
we're
at the
looking
Red
at.
Lion Inn.
Yeah, yeah. And again, if the trip includes a meal, it's all in the price. You don't have to worry about looking at a menu. It's a fixed menu. You know what you're going to be
Right.
getting to eat. You don't have to worry about tipping anybody. The tips for the bus drivers are already included. Just everything's included, which is nice. On other trips that you may see for day trips, you get the base price, but then there's other things that aren't included that you
Right.
do that. So if you stop for a meal, the meal's on your own. Okay, so some people prefer that, some people don't. We just want people to sit back, relax, have a great time, enjoy a meal, get back on the bus.
Well, if you stop, depending where you stop usually you stop at a pretty good restaurant, right?
It depends on what the show is like. If the show's at the AquaTurf, okay, so Dick Pincus with his show at the St. Patrick's Luncheon, okay, the meal's at the AquaTurf, and the meal's a prefix meal, okay?
Right.
So,
But you know,
other-
I mean, on traveling, if you're on a Mass Pike or something, you end up at a McDonald's.
you would end up at the rest stop. But or the turkey train, you know you're going to have
Right.
your meal there. But if it's a longer trip, there could be a predetermined place where you stop for a fixed meal. Depends on the length of the trip. We try not to have people just eat at a rest stop for a long bus ride. We try to make that, again, a special event.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because some people can't take the McDonald's constantly.
You could take it once a week maybe, but that's
Right.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's I would hope that we'd have some people calling in. I'd love to answer any questions about the club.
Well,
We like I said, we do so many programs.
I get people, they watch the show, but they don't call in because they, well, you covered everything, so that's why you can call.
Well, I was told when I come with a wealth of information. So, that's what I tried to do. But the best part is we'd love to see new people come in. We love to see, again, 55 and older, come in, join us, join our golf league, join our bowling league.
Would you ever think about extending the club out into the valley, like say?
Anybody can join. Anybody in the country
No,
can
but I
join.
mean, to meet,
Oh, to meet?
yeah.
Well, you need a place that could hold several hundred people. Okay? And we've been with the Y since they've opened up there. So we have a relationship with the Y because the Y has a relationship with St. Gobain and Norton.
Right.
Because Norton owned that property next to the lake.
Yes,
And my understanding is Norton donated that property to the city of Worcester for them to build a Y.
oh, okay.
Okay? So it allowed us, since that building was open, to meet there.
Right on
So-
Indian Lake.
Yeah, we just have a great relationship with them. We're supporters of them. And we've been meeting there for, I think, since they opened up. So, yeah, it's fairly central, easy to get to.
But, you know, you can have a satellite meeting like in some of the senior centers.
Well, when school is closed, okay, for school vacations,
Yeah,
we move our meeting to the Worcester Senior Center.
oh, okay.
So we meet there. But we have
That's up on Vernon Street, right?
Yes, and they
Yeah.
have a huge parking lot and they can handle our crowd.
That's actually the original St. Vincent's Hospital.
That and because,
Then, that was the
And they were-
original, the very first one, then they built across the street.
right, and that building's vacant now.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
almost torn down completely,
Yeah,
and now they moved down to the center of Worcester.
yeah.
But I was born in that,
The one up on Vernon Street?
yeah, with the senior center now.
Oh, okay. So if I find out when that building was built, you're pretty old.
Yeah, well, I am pretty
You should host a senior show.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not as old as Russ.
He's listening and he's probably gonna call in now.
Yeah. I'm an old man, but not as old as Russ.
And nobody's as old as Russ.
No. But he gets around all right for his age.
He does, yep, yep. That's pretty funny. I'm gonna hear about that tomorrow, you know.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. But yeah, if you have any other questions, I'd love to talk to you about it. And anybody that watches it or you talk to somebody about it, please come on down to the Y. Look me up. I'm there every week.
It's not much of a trip. I mean,
No.
not for me, but some people might find it, they don't like, they're getting older and they don't want to drive much.
That's true. The less you drive, the less places you go.
Right.
Just the slower stuff goes.
Well, that's what I was saying, if you had a chance to meet.
In satellite locations.
Yeah, like go to the senior centers and and put out your program.
Well, we don't do satellite programs, but a lot of our members are also members of senior centers like yourself,
Right.
and they take our newsletters and they bring them there, and we just have friends in every senior center.
But you don't have to go to a meeting then to sign up for the trip.
No, not at all. You can sign up online. You can sign up by calling me,
Ah,
or calling the number that's for the trip leader that's on here. That's all you really need to do.
yeah, that's what I was trying to get at, so you don't have to drive to Greendale Y.
No, 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 no. On my trip coming up in the fall, I have a couple people that were in Florida. They heard about it through friends of theirs, and can I sign up? Absolutely. They just sign up over the phone. That's all they need to do.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Some of my travelers I only see when I'm on the trips. They don't go to the meetings, sadly, but
And you pay it through credit card.
yes, yeah, yeah. Smaller trips like the day trips, you just cut us a check.
Right.
Okay, but for the bigger trips, you can you pay with a deposit down, and you can do the rest by cash, check, or credit card. Yeah,
Right.
and you're completely covered. So
And I wanted to get into the music with you. Is the music now, is everybody's playing, are they playing the 50s and 60s music?
at our music programs,
Yeah.
it's a whole wide range. It all depends. We have we had the Irish band come in, and it was just great Irish music. We have in March we have the Irish Step Dancers. That's our musical program. So
Oh, okay. We're going to have them at the our expo.
oh, okay, okay. That is a really great program. Okay, the kids do a great job.
They're
there.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
They're really good.
On our snow day, we had to cancel on January 24th. We had to cancel, but we had the Rhythms. They were coming in. I mean, they're a
That
local
sounds
band.
like, yeah, that sounds like a group out of the 50s.
They do everything from the 50s up to the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They come in with
Like a rhythm and blues.
just everything. They do ballroom dance music. They do rock and roll. They do everything. I belong to a ballroom dance club myself, and they play once a month at our dance events.
Yeah,
So
Ballroom dancing is still very popular.
it is really popular. Yes. So
And that was mostly big band music.
yeah, we dance every week. We either dancing at Moronis Park, or we dance at Hibernian Cultural Center in Worcester.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're into a lot of things.
every week live music. So
And you're coming here from West Springfield.
yes,
You got a good commute.
well, it's a lot of road time, but you listen to you listen to the radio, you have your phone on speaker, so
Yeah. When I was in sales, my territory extended out to the Connecticut River.
okay.
So I'm familiar with the ride.
Yes, yeah, I know every inch of the Mass Pike, but I come out here a lot of friends out here. My family's in West Springfield, but being involved in the club, I was an officer of the club. I was past president for 2 years. I'm on their board of directors now, and just like to see the club grow and like to make an opportunity for seniors in our area to get great experiences.
Right.
And it's nice to have these experiences with other people of similar age.
You got some nice facilities out there in West Springfield, in
Um,
the area.
well, we have the Big E that's out there too.
Right,
So-
that's a major event once a year.
I'm thinking of doing, I was talking to Jim Hester, our club president, I was thinking of doing a day trip out to the Big E this year, where you just get on the bus,
Yeah,
we take you there, okay, and you enjoy the day and you come home, you don't have to worry about parking or anything like that, and you just,
that can be a big problem.
parking there?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. it is.
I went with the family once, quite a while back.
Yeah.
And I parked on one of the streets. It took me forever to find my car.
It does. It really does. But this way, the bus pulls up to the bus lot,
Right,
okay, and the gate at the bus lot is, I'm going to say, probably the best and easiest way to get into the park. It's
Yeah,
just,
then once you're in the park, everything is there.
yes.
You don't have to buy any more tickets, you just pay your admission to get in.
Well, now you have to pay for shows. There's different shows that have different
Oh.
pricing.
Oh,
Yeah.
the shows used to be part of it.
Well, the main stage is still free, but they have special shows out by the arena, and I'm trying to think of the name of the arena. But those are ticketed events.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
The horse show is still free?
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that's a great thing to go to.
So if I
And you
put
got
some,
the Six Flags out there too.
that's in Agawam. Yep. Now,
Yeah,
see, that's an amusement park, and I wouldn't do a trip out there because
right, yeah, well, the older folks.
oh yeah,
It's-
yeah. So maybe I can get you to be interested and join me with a day at the Big E and walk around the Big E if I do something like that. But
Yeah, that would be fun to do.
yeah, yeah, something like that. And you just don't have to worry about dealing. You have a tired day. You get on the bus. You can go to sleep if you want, and it's
Right.
less than an hour back to Worcester.
Right, oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, that would be a nice trip.
Yeah.
And you got some great restaurants out that way.
Yeah, every city has their good restaurants, and we have a couple in town. There's a couple nice ones in Springfield.
I like going to the fort.
The Fort, yes, I was just down on Worthington Street last Friday, actually. Yeah.
Well, if you'll realize, you can get all kinds of meals there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wild game,
If yeah, when they have game night, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. If you're into that sort of thing, I've done that once, and that was the only time I needed that experience.
Yeah.
So
And now, of course, you got the casino.
the casino is there. We did a day
You went
trip.
to had excursions to the casino.
Yeah, we had a day trip out there. The feedback on that experience wasn't very positive, so we haven't gone back. We've done. I did a day trip out to the Encore. The feedback from that wasn't very positive, so we haven't done that again.
Well, no one
We-
won.
We you can't go there expecting us to win.
Right.
A funny story I tell is we went up to it wasn't in this casino, it was down either Foxwoods or Mohegan Sun, and we were with a group of people, and it was a game that I haven't seen, and I asked the pit boss could you explain this game to me? And he says, do you want the long version or the short version? I said, well, give me the short version. He goes, you put your money on the table and we take it. I'm like, okay. So you don't go there expecting to win.
No, if you go to a casino, take how much you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
Because you're going to lose it.
So Wilson McLaren, he's one of our trip leaders. He's taking a group down to Foxwood or Mohegan Sun, I think, in the next few months, and he takes care of that.
They used to have a program at Foxwood where they gave you a meal ticket.
All of that's gone.
I know, they did away with that, didn't
Since COVID, you get no perks. It's all gone. Yeah.
they? That wasn't a bad deal.
It wasn't at all. I mean, you got basically a meal voucher and a gambling a chit for the cost of your bus trip.
Right,
But that's all gone now. Yeah,
yeah, because we did that a couple of times
yeah.
from here. But, I'm not a gambler. I would go just to hang around.
I'd go there and I'd sit in the cafeteria for a couple hours and eat, and then they'd
Yeah.
throw me out. So, but yeah, we do that. We do the casinos. We used to go every month, but it's like every quarter now. And they'll probably do something in the next few months with that as well. But the feedback we got from MGM wasn't really a positive feedback, so we're not going to go back. I hope I get positive feedback from Saratoga because I'd love to go back and take a group there too. So,
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's gambling too, but you don't have to. You can just enjoy the race.
You can bet $2 on a race. There's I think 10 or 12 races. You're in for 24, 25 bucks. Have a great time.
And and if you're from Mass, you don't have horse racing anymore.
No.
It's all gone. In fact, there's none in Rhode Island either.
I think the last horse racing was in the Springfield area. I'm not sure, but
They have one every year at the Hampton Fair,
oh yes, okay.
Hampshire Fair,
The Hampton County Fair.
Hampton County Fair. Yeah,
Okay, so and
that's more amateur.
it's amateur, and if you read the brochures on that, is a lot of the horses in that are on some sort of drugs because they have to disclose it. but it's a fun time.
Right.
And that would probably be a fun day trip too.
Yes.
The
Yeah, that's a nice fair.
yeah, the Northampton Fair. Yep, yep, that's fun. Actually, I did skydiving at the Northampton Airport once. So, but
Oh.
that wasn't a trip with a club. That was just on my own. So
And you got Yankee Candle out there. That's
Yes.
a nice little excursion.
that's a nice day trip going out to Yankee Candle and having lunch at Chandler's Tavern.
Yes.
That's a really nice day trip, and it's nice during Christmas season.
Oh, yeah. But it's Christmas year round there. The Christmas section is always
Yeah.
there.
George Berry took a trip I think it was this year. He took to the lights at Forest Park.
Oh,
So it
okay.
included a meal and included a trip through the park and the lights there, and that was well received.
You go through the park on the bus.
Yep. Yeah.
I took my granddaughter out there a number of years ago. You wait in line forever to get in.
Yeah. It used to be drive right in, drive right out, but it's gotten so popular. It's just a nice thing for the city.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've driven through that park in the summertime,
Yes.
which was easy. Wasn't no traffic at all. I covered that area. I used to cover Long Meadow and East Long Meadow
And you covered West Springfield.
and went, well, not, that was where the boundary was. We didn't cross the river.
Oh, okay.
I didn't do Springfield.
I would have let you cross the river.
Right. But I used to go over there for, Western Mass Tobacco was,
Okay.
Sam, I forgot his last name, passed away young years ago. But it's a beautiful area.
Yep. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy it out there. But that's a good thing. I think George Berry's taking people out to Yankee Candle. I'll mention to him again and say, hey, you know,
Yeah,
it's something that you want to do.
yeah, it's a nice little excursion.
It is, and it's a nice, easy day. You
Yes.
get on the bus in the morning, and you're home before the sun's down.
Right,
Yeah, enjoy a great meal, and just get to go to Yankee Candle.
yeah, and, yeah, the original owner sold it though a few
Oh, a
years.
long time ago. Yeah,
time ago,
Kitteridge
yeah.
family. Yeah,
Yeah, which he's the one who actually made it what it is.
I think his son opened up. Is it Deerfield Candle?
Oh, really?
Opened up a competing candle
Okay.
company. Yeah.
'Cause that's another place to visit, Deerfield Village,
Yes. Yeah.
which,
Sturbridge Village is another
Oh,
thing
Sturbridge
that
Village,
we
yeah.
haven't done in a long time. But that's a lot of walking, and a lot of our travelers
Yeah.
can't do a lot of walking.
we've got the Slater Museum now
Okay.
in Webster. Gotta check that out.
Okay.
That's a real experience. I mean, they did a heck of a job. They turned a former armory into a museum. He's got a lot of exhibits. It's almost like he uses the same concept as Disney does
Okay.
with screens, and it's unbelievable. It's really a good,
It's interactive in there?
yeah.
Okay. Okay, I haven't
And
been there.
It takes you through the Industrial Revolution in this part of the country, when the textile mills were being built along the rivers.
Okay.
It's really good. We gotta get going here.
We're out of time?
Yeah, you're gonna tell me.
Okay.
Thanks for coming in, Ralph.
Hey, I appreciate
If anybody
it.
once again, if they wanna get a hold of you, you can go to the website.
Go to the website, Retired Friends Club of Greendale, okay? And my number's on there. So just go
And you'll
under,
get a list of all the trips.
all the trips are on there, all the newsletters. You can see the types of programs we've done for the past year, and what's coming up in the next year.
Great, okay,
It's just a fun organization to be
All right.
be a part of.
okay. Tune in next week, we're gonna have Paul Landry, former state police trooper. We're gonna talk about a murder that he investigated while a state trooper.